everyone. I know it's been a little while. Things have been busy for me. I've had a lot to do, including a lot of cleaning up. Honestly, after finals were over, I was a little bit lazier about that than I should have been. But one advantage is that I've managed to get my kitchen all cleaned up. So welcome to my kitchen. We're going to be spending a lot of time here. Agriculture, sustainable agriculture, is about more than just being able to grow the plants. A big foundational tenet of it is being able to prepare your food, being able to preserve your food, and we're going to spend a lot of time on that. But for today, I have something completely different to show you. This is a corn cob that I have left over from earlier. Conventional wisdom will tell you that you can't put these in your worm composter, and there's some truth to that. If you've ever walked through an old cornfield, you will find corn cobs that look like they've been there 15, 20 years and never broken down. They don't break down easily, so you can't just toss them into the worm bin. But we can prepare them for use, and I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. It's really easy. First thing I'm going to do, actually, is I'm just going to sharpen up my knife a little bit. We want to cut it into a couple of chunks, and we want to make sure the knife's really, really sharp to do that. So I'm just going to sharpen the knife there, and then we'll move on. Okay, so knife is fully sharpened now. I'm just going to wipe it down. I've got a wet paper towel here. You might observe that that's not very sustainable, and you'd be correct. But I want to make sure that I'm not getting any shards of metal, bits of metal dust into anything. And it's just safer to wipe it down with something that I'm going to throw away rather than put it onto a cloth where they might get mixed into other things or put them into the worm bin. We don't want that. So better in this case to throw away a paper towel. You can actually, well, you probably can't, maybe you can. I don't know if you can actually see it, but there's metal dust on that paper towel at this point. So better just to put it aside and throw it away. All right. So next thing we want to do is chunk up the corn cob, and it's not easy to do, which is why we wanted a very sharp knife. Okay, and our next step, magic bullet isn't going to cut it for this. These are pretty tough. If you can see that core in there, it's almost a woody core inside of the corn cob, and that's what we need to break up. So I'm going to put them in my Oster blender here. I happen to like Oster because the glass jars are good for any hot liquids, soup, if you need to can something, whatever you have. Oster's great for that, but you can use any decently powered blender. I know Ninja makes really good blenders. I know a lot of people swear by Nutrimix. Whatever works for you. So I'm just going to turn this on, and we're going to set it on low for a minute or two. You want it to end up looking kind of like a meal, like, as much as I hate to say it, like cornmeal. Okay, so those bounced around in there for a good couple of minutes. I actually did have to turn it up to a medium. It was really resistant. I probably could have chunked it up a little bit more with the knife first, would have made it a little easier, but we got there. And I am just going to grab a spatula here so I can show you what we ended up with. Is this. You can see it's very well divided up, very mealy. It's still going to be pretty tough, but it's at the point now where the worms and the microorganisms in your worm bin can start breaking it down. It'll also provide them with a little bit of grit, just like your eggshells do. And this is much better for the worms. This they can work with. So that's all ready to add next time that I get the worm bin ready. Okay, and since I mentioned eggshells, I also wanted to mention to you as well, some people ask me, if you don't eat very many eggs, what can you use instead of eggshells to reduce the acidity in your worm bin? And I got this the other day. These are crushed oyster shells. These ones are actually intended for pet birds. You can get them at agricultural supply stores. They sell bulk amounts for chicken feed. And you will need to grind these up some more, and you probably will need to use the good blender to do it because they are pretty tough. But they are also calcium carbonate. They'll work as a substitute for the eggshells. I'm not sure what you would use as a non-animal substitute. Probably just a pure lab-developed calcium carbonate, but I will keep looking into that. But meantime, these are a great alternative if you don't eat a lot of eggs. Anyway, that's all from me today, but we'll be back to more regular videos soon, and I will see you again very soon.